Good evening, students, parents, faculty, and staff. I am Khaled Hassanein, Dean of the DeGroote School of Business. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the DeGroote School of Business Annual Undergraduate Academic Awards ceremony. I will start with the land acknowledgement. So McMaster University recognizes and acknowledges that it is located on the traditional territories of the Mississauga and Haudenosaunee nations and within the lands protected by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. As the new dean, I'm proud to be here to welcome you to this special celebration. I began this new role in July, but have a long career history here at DeGroote, where I have had the opportunity to watch students excel and reach their academic goals. We recognize students have faced challenges pursuing their education during the pandemic and are extremely proud of the way you have persevered and succeeded. Today, we are here to celebrate you, our high-achieving students who have demonstrated academic excellence. Every day, I'm inspired by our students. You are a new generation of business leaders who will help to guide, shape, and transform a new way of doing business. We recognize all of the hard work and dedication you have invested in your studies and in your school community. As a result of this commitment, this evening, we are pleased to honor the Academic Awards and Dean's Honor List recipients. Congratulations on your achievements, and I wish you continued success through this current academic year. Now, I am pleased to introduce Dr. Sue McCracken, Associate Dean Academic.
Thank you, Khaled, and welcome everyone. It's so great to have so many of you with us here today to celebrate this amazing milestone for all of you. We hope this occasion will inspire you to look back on and reflect on all of your achievements to date. This recognition is well-deserved, and congratulations to all of you. I think probably some of your parents are there as well, so a huge congratulations to them for being proud parents of our amazing students that definitely excel here at DeGroote. For the 2020-2021 academic year, we have more than 800 students that have earned a spot on the Dean's Honor List. More than 500 were granted entrance awards, and almost 100 are receiving in-course awards. Congratulations to all of you. What an amazing accomplishment. And also, some students are actually receiving multiple awards, are on the Dean's List, which speaks to the strong caliber of students that we have here at DeGroote. As you know, here at DeGroote, we are committed to academic excellence, and you've clearly demonstrated your dedication to excellence by earning these prestigious awards. I would like to note that this fall marks the 4th year of our Integrated Business and Humanities program. Many of these students are here with us today as well, earning awards along with our BCom students. We are so proud of this program and all of its students. I also would like to take the opportunity to thank our donors. It is through their generous support that students are provided with opportunities that help them to realize their academic goals. This commitment also demonstrates a continued investment in our students. Our donors recognize the value of our student skills and are making a positive impact on the future business leaders of our DeGroote grads. On behalf of all of our DeGroote students and faculty and staff, a huge thanks to our donors. We couldn't have this event, we couldn't support our students without you. To this evening's awards recipients, we acknowledge the hard work that you've put in over these have been difficult years, but we all really acknowledge the hard work and dedication it took for you to earn your spot here and to be awarded these amazing awards and achievements. We are incredibly proud to have so many students achieve this prestigious rank and are excited to be part of the journey. We see a bright future ahead of you and the larger business community. And you know, here at DeGroote, we are a close-knit community. As you move ahead, make sure you don't forget us. As you seek out your own career path, always remember about DeGroote and come back to us. We'll be looking for you. All of our exceptional students continue to play a vital role in enhancing McMaster's global reputation. McMaster is among the top 70 universities in the world, currently ranked at 69 in the World University Rankings, published by the Times Higher Education. We are one of the only 4 Canadian universities in the world's top 75. Amazing. You guys picked a great school and you're contributing to our success. And now I would like to introduce our special guest speaker, Tanya Walker. Tanya is an award-winning litigation lawyer. She's a managing partner at Walker Law and currently a bencher of the Law Society of Ontario. She has the distinction of being the first Black female bencher from Toronto, as well as one of the youngest sitting benchers. Among her recognitions, she is the recipient of the 2018 Women's Business Enterprise of the Year Award. Tanya is also a proud DeGroote alumna of the BCom O2 program. Thank you for joining us today, Tanya.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tanya Walker, and I'm honored to be your keynote speaker for the Academic Achievement Awards. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate the recipients of the Academic Achievement Awards and the members of the Dean's Honors List. I know how hard you have worked for this, and I'm excited to celebrate your achievements today alongside with your friends and your family. Today, I will speak with you about how I continue to achieve success even during a global pandemic, and what I've learned since I've completed my studies at DeGroote School of Business almost 20 years ago. Specifically, I will highlight the importance of building relationships and giving back. Before I begin, I would like to thank Marley Annette from our law firm for helping me prepare this presentation. I would also like to thank Kelly Rabeck, Chris Fichette, and Cecilia Angel from McMaster University for your assistance as well. So before I begin, you may be wondering, who's Tanya Walker? I was born and reside in Toronto to parents that immigrated from Jamaica. My mother is a retired nurse and my father is a retired technician. I spent most of my formative years in Ajax, and my parents continue to reside there today. I am the first person in my family to attend university and consequently to obtain a postgraduate degree. I'm a proud alumnus of DeGroote School of Business, where I received an honors Bachelor of Commerce degree with a minor in economics in 2002. I also obtained my Bachelor of Laws degree from Osgoode Hall Law School in 2005 and was called to the bar in 2006. I moved on to practice at two Bay Street firms before I opened my own law firm, Walker Law, which was also originally located on Bay Street. I started the firm with a part-time law clerk, and now we employ almost 10 employees, with 3 more to join us next year. This year, the firm celebrated its 11th anniversary. On the slide, you can see a picture of me that I took for a magazine shortly after I opened the firm. And at Walker Law, I practice as a trial lawyer. I often wear those robes and assist clients with their civil disputes. What this means is if there are disputes over money, clients can hire our firm to resolve that matter. And if that matter cannot be resolved by settling, we try to go to court and get an order from a judge. Often, I receive the opportunity to share my legal knowledge by appearing as a legal analyst on television stations such as CTV, CBC, and CP24. One of my proudest professional accomplishments is becoming the first Black female bencher from Toronto in the now 224-year history of the Law Society, and I was reelected in 2019. The Law Society regulates the legal profession and serves to protect the public by creating policies and procedures that govern lawyers and paralegals. Every 4 years, the Law Society hosts an election for benchers where the lawyer benchers must receive a number of votes in order to become elected. A bencher is like a board of director at the Law Society. So to me, receiving almost 3,000 votes in each election to become and continue as a bencher shows me that my peers respect and appreciate my efforts to assist the public. Now going into my personal achievements, 2 of my personal achievements that I'm most proud of is being a wife to my husband, Daniel Stojkovic. He immigrated to Canada over 20 years ago from the former Yugoslavia, and also being a mother to our son, Alexander, who is almost 3 years old. My career first started when I attended McMaster University. When I first attended McMaster way back in 1997, I resided at Moulton Hall, which was an all-female residence. After Moulton, I lived at Bates. When I attended McMaster, I worked part-time at the radio station CFMU in the role of marketing. After 3rd year, I had the pleasure of participating in a 16-month internship with Celestica, which was a company started by IBM. I completed a few more courses during the 16-month internship, which meant that I finished school in January instead of June. Despite this, I decided to graduate in June so I can graduate with my friends. After graduation, I was fortunate enough to receive a position at the head office of Petro-Canada as a management trainee from January until I started law school in September 2002. I say I was fortunate to receive this position because I participated in on-campus interviews around September 11th, 2001, which we now refer to as 9/11. As a result of the tragedy in the United States, there was a sudden uncertain job market and many job offers were put on hold. Thinking back to that unfortunate time to today, where we are experiencing a global pandemic that also provides for an uncertain job climate, I realized what has helped me as a person and as a business owner persevere during those uncertain times. And that's the relationships that were founded on giving back and volunteering. So before I dive into the importance of building relationships, I wanted to bring your attention to this picture of me as a little girl and the logos on the side. Some of you may recognize these logos, but what they all have in common is that our firm represents, has represented, or has been vetted to be an approved supplier of legal services to represent these companies. Reflecting on how I started as a child with no connections in the world of business to now representing the businesses that you see on the screen, I started from nothing more than just what you all have now, which are academic credentials. What I found that is just as important as the academic credentials is building relationships, which I managed to do by giving back. Philanthropy is a form of giving back. To describe philanthropy, I will rely on a quote from the founder of eBay, Pierre Omidyar. He explains that philanthropy translates from the Latin word to love for humanity. It is a desire to improve the state of humanity and the world. To him, philanthropy differs from charity because charity addresses immediate suffering. Philanthropy requires us to think and address the root causes of our problems so that we can prevent a tomorrow of future suffering. So you may be wondering, with your busy schedule and with grades being such a high priority, how do you even find the time to give back and build relationships? What is the benefit to giving back? One way giving back helps you is that it feels good to help others, and others may appreciate and recognize you for your hard work. I remember experiencing this feeling when I was a board member on the McMaster Alumni Association. In 2017, I received the Young Alumni Arch Award from McMaster University. The Young Alumni Arch Award recognizes McMaster's most recent graduates for their unique and interesting contributions to society, their local community, and to McMaster University. So when the pandemic first started in March 2020, the court system was put on hold for almost 3 months. And during this time, we saw constant changes in the news, courts setting new precedents, and new court procedures were created to address the health and safety concerns of the public. Even I had trouble keeping up with the constant changes in the law. As a result, I appreciate that others may need our help as legal professionals to share our knowledge about these changes. Also, with the court closures and my knowledge as a trial lawyer, I knew that approximately 95% of my cases settle, and I appreciate that knowing how to negotiate a settlement was an important skill, especially during the pandemic. I also appreciated the limitations of the reach of our firm and that there may be people that required our help. So due to my continued relationship with McMaster University, we agreed to host a webinar for McMaster on negotiations. This webinar was very successful as almost 700 people registered. So some of you may be wondering, we are in a pandemic. How do I even consider giving back or having the resources to give back during this time? What is the link between giving back and forming relationships? You can start by sharing your knowledge with others. All of you have a special skill that can be used to help others. For those of you in the accounting stream, you can use this to teach financial management. For those of you who are interested in marketing, you can teach a webinar on how to market a product for people who have just started a business. I understand that there have been many job losses throughout this period of time. Another way you can help is by donating to those in need. On the slide, you will see a picture of me volunteering in Puerto Rico a few years ago. after we did a book drive for a school located in an at-risk neighborhood. For those of you who may have limited funds, there may be items you have that you may no longer need. You can donate these items through Facebook community groups or coordinating a pickup from your porch. Third and last on the slide, make your spending count. Many small businesses had to shut down permanently or close temporarily. Maybe make your spending count by purchasing from those businesses who experienced having their doors shut. The work you do through volunteering allows you to build relationships with other people. For example, through my volunteer work, I built a relationship with an individual who's connected to world leaders. Because of our relationship, I was invited to meet our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, 4 days after I delivered our son, and the former First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama. Just being in the presence of these leaders gave me a sense of energy and excitement to pursue my own goals. I wouldn't have had these opportunities to meet with these leaders if I didn't build relationships with others. Lastly, when you build relationships with others, they may provide you with business opportunities you otherwise wouldn't have had. Most of the files that I worked on were sent to me by people who I've built relationships with through volunteering. The reason why I have a picture of me on the television station CP24 is because I was asked by an anchor to appear on the show due to my work as a bencher. Before becoming a trial lawyer, I was terrified of public speaking. However, through giving back and appearing as a legal analyst on national television stations, it has increased my confidence. Our firm has also expanded the scope of clients that we represent with regarding Canadian problems or issues that they may have by being recognized in the United States. Through my volunteer work, I was asked by the editor to be on the cover of the Minority Business Enterprise magazine, which is a publication originating from the United States and distributed throughout North America. So the problem I think that you might be thinking is, where do I even find the time? It takes a long time to build genuine relationships through volunteering that reap tangible results. So if you're performing well academically, and you may even also work part-time, you may find that you have little time for anything else. My response to this is that everyone has the same amount of time in a day. You may want to consider giving back and volunteering as an investment into your future that will help you become successful, much like your grades will. So looking at time management, giving back teaches you a variety of important skills, including time management. Consider scheduling all parts of your day and sticking to that schedule. This is a skill that I acquired at McMaster and strengthened while I was at Alaska. If you start to schedule your day hour by hour, you will see that you have so much more time in a day than you think. Balance. Successful people are able to prioritize and balance their time. They know when to work hard, but also when to stop. Giving back helps you increase the skill because you will need to create more of a balance by continuing to achieve good grades while having less time to study. Stress. Giving back helps you better manage your stress. Circumstances will always be thrown at you, such as this pandemic, and it's important to know how to deal with them and juggle multiple balls in the air. Gratitude. Giving back makes you realize how fortunate you are and develop an appreciation for humility. I find that likable people are usually ones that are humble. Social connection. One thing many of us are experiencing throughout this pandemic is social isolation. Giving back, even if it's by attending a meeting, by video conference, helps to increase your interaction with others and your happiness. Through social connections, you will meet people who believe in your charitable contribution and may be more likely to buy from you or work with you because you have a similar belief system. Here is a picture of me with my family when I graduated from McMaster University in June 2002. I put this picture here to demonstrate that as you go out into the world, it is up to you to make decisions that will help you and your career. Based on my experience, it is difficult to call on the assistance of others when you need them. It is much more easier to ask those for help if you have a relationship with that person or that organization. I will end my presentation today leaving you with a quote from Michael Lee Chin, who was an alumnus from McMaster, and just like my parents, was also born in Jamaica. In 1970, he came to Canada on a scholarship program sponsored by the Jamaican government to study civil engineering at McMaster University, and he completed his studies there in 1974. Mr. Lee Chin, who became a billionaire through businesses that he owns, such as Portland Holdings, is no stranger to giving back, as he donated $5 million to McMaster University to establish the Michael Lee Chin and Family Institute for Strategic Business Studies at the DeGroote School of Business. And he says, if people perceive themselves as having very little opportunities to be fulfilled, it cheapens their life and outlook. The solution is to reverse it. Make sure they know opportunities abound. And what this quote means to me, and how this may relate to you, is that high academic success will certainly provide you with opportunities. However, you are likely to obtain more opportunities in areas that are unknown to you by giving back. Giving back may result in increasing your business, getting a promotion, or meeting world leaders. Thank you again for listening to me speak. Please feel free to contact me regarding any questions that you may have or to provide feedback. Congratulations to all of you for all that you have achieved.
Thank you, Tanya, so much for a wonderful message to our students. Now, before we move to the award ceremony and acknowledgements, we want to share this special message clip with you. Since we could not all be together in person today, we have asked your peers to share special words of congratulations. Let's take a look.
My name is Hala Rafe, and I'd like to start off by congratulating my fellow peers and a thank you to the generous award donors. My favorite thing studying here is the prevalent emphasis on leadership and taking on new opportunities to leave your mark on the world collaboratively, inclusively, and sustainably.
Hi, my name is Alessandra Casante Crespo, and I am so honored to be one of the recipients of the Dundas Scholarships. The past 3 months at DeGroote have been so rewarding, both academically and socially. And so I am so eternally grateful to McMaster, the DeGroote School of Business, and the H.G. Bertram Foundation for making this all possible for me. Thank you, and congratulations to all of tonight's award recipients.
Hello, my name is Paneet Hans, and I'm a commerce student at the DeGroote School of Business and a recipient of the DSB Dean's Entrance Award and the DSB Achievement Award. My favorite aspect of DeGroote is the awesome community that I've been able to meet, and I'd like to thank all the individuals that invest their time, effort, and resources into supporting students like me. I'd like to also wish my fellow peers a huge congratulations.
My name is Andy Nguyen. I received the Dean's Honors List. My favorite thing about studying at DeGroote is the people. I genuinely love the warm, welcoming, and supportive community that we have here. I would like to extend my congratulations to my peers, and I would like to send my thanks to the award donors.
Hello, my name is Angad Gujral. I am part of the Dean's Honors List. I would like to congratulate my fellow recipients and thank you to the donors. I absolutely love DeGroote for its amazing people.
My name is Kate Marchetti, and I am super honored to have won the Ashbro Scholarship this year. Congratulations to all my peers on their amazing achievements. That is hands down my favorite part about DeGroote is just the overall atmosphere. It is incomparable to any other, and thank you so much to our donors for this year's awards.
My name is Sarah Goldkind, and I'm a recipient of the A.G. Riley Scholarship. There's something special about the community here at DeGroote, and it's one of my favorite things about studying here. Congratulations to all the students who are here right now, and thank you to the award donors for making this event possible.
Hi, my name is Matthew Wills, and I was awarded onto the Dean's List. First, I'd like to congratulate everybody else for winning awards, and my favorite thing about studying at DeGroote is the very welcoming community.
Hi, my name is Debbie Effendi, and I'm a first-year student. I received the DeGroote School of Business Dean's Entrance Award and the DeGroote School of Business Achievement Award. I want to start off by saying that my favorite thing here at DeGroote is the sense of community. Congratulations to everyone who's received an award for all of their accomplishments, and thank you so much to our donors for making this all possible.
Hi, my name is Aditya, and I'm on the Dean's Honor List this year. Faculty access and proactivity are one of the things that contributed to my academic success, and one of the things that I love about DeGroote. I want to extend my most sincere congratulations to my peers who share this honor. and to the sponsors who made all of this possible. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Erica. I received the Renaissance Award and the Dean's Honors List. So I want to start by saying thank you for this opportunity. My favorite part about DeGroote is how it really does feel like a family here. And again, thank you. And I want to say congratulations to everyone as well.
Hi, my name is Hamda Beg and I got the DSP Entrance Award and the DSP Achievement Award. I would really like to thank all the donors that helped me and multiple students like me achieve these awards. And I would also like to congratulate all my peers that got these awards. Thank you.
Wow, that was amazing. It's so inspiring to see members of the DeGroote community come together to support one another. I would now like to turn it over to Greg Rombo, Manager Academic at the DeGroote School of Business, to present the named awards. Greg, over to you.
Thank you so much, Sue. So as Sue mentioned, my name is Greg Rombo. I am the manager of undergraduate business programs at the DeGroote School of Business. I'm very happy to be here today. Really wish we were here together in person. This is one of my favorite events. Really great to meet those students that are really excelling and showing their commitment to their studies and achievements. So I will be sharing my screen and we will be going through all of the named award winners. We will also be sharing all the names of our recipients of the Dean's Honors List in a scroll below the screen. So please watch for your names there as well. We are capturing all the different awards for each award winner on one slide. So I'd like to begin with acknowledging Salma Abu Hatab, who is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Salma Abulba is receiving the Dundas Scholarship. Maxwell Adams is receiving the City of Hamilton Economic Development Department Scholarship. Hamna Ahmad is receiving the Dr. Harry Lyman Hooker Scholarship. Hala Arafe is receiving the Frank and Carol Tristani Scholarship. Chloe Aselstein is receiving the Hockrig Family Scholarship in Business. Tariq Atkin-Jones is receiving both the Provost Honor Roll Medal as well as the Robert Allen Kennedy Scholarship. Ardit Avdiu is receiving the McMaster Honor Award. Veridora Owi is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Daniel Baldino is a recipient of the Hitachi Capital Canada Corporation Scholarship. Megan Baxter is receiving the Dr. Harry Lyman Hooker Scholarship. Isabella Benko is receiving the George and Nora Elwin Scholarship. Jared Bertram is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Chase Buchanan is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Jackson Casey is receiving the Dundas Scholarship. Michelle Caruso is receiving both the Ashbow Scholarship as well as the DeGroote School of Business Achievement Award. Xinyu Chen is receiving the Robert Taylor Scholarship in Commerce. Mingyu Chen is receiving the Scott Bartlett Memorial Prize. Alexander Chang is receiving the Claude G. Lister Scholarship. the DeGroote School of Business Alumni Undergraduate Scholarship, the Dr. Ronald Joyce Award for Athletes, the Provost Honor Roll Medal, as well as the Williamson Family Commerce Scholarship. Andrew Chinelli is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Megan Klomelkier is receiving the Chartered Professional Accountants of Ontario Scholarship. Megan Connolly is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Jillian Courtney is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Connery Cohn is receiving the Dr. Harry Lyman Hooker Scholarship. Alexandra Crisante Crespo is receiving the Dundas Scholarship. Amala Darach is receiving the Chartered Professional Accountants of Ontario Scholarship, the Donald Hart Scholarship, as well as the Provost Honor Roll Medal. Andrew Davies is receiving the University Scholarship. Daniel Domingo is receiving the George and Nora Elwin Scholarship. Amarachukwu Ekwume is receiving the A.G. Riley Scholarship. Jana Ilnani is receiving the Provost Entrance Scholarship for International Students, as well as the DeGroote School of Business Achievement Award. Erin Ellison is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Doris Fang is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Mark Ferrari is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Hayden Fector is receiving the McMaster Honor Award. Anthony Foti is receiving the Dr. Harry Lyman Hooker Scholarship. Evelyn France is receiving the J. Beverly Krugel Scholarship in German Language Studies, the Price Waterhouse Coopers Canada Scholarship, and the Rick D. Hackett Scholarship in Human Resource Management and Organizational Behavior. Sarah Goldkind is receiving the A.G. Riley Scholarship. Malcolm Graves is the recipient of the Pepsi Canada Entrance Award in Business. Argun Grawal is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Yu Young Gu is receiving the Coco Family Scholarship. Yunming Gu is the recipient of the University Senate Scholarship. Benjamin Hall is receiving the A.G. Riley Scholarship. Lauren Harrison is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Sydney Hughes is the recipient of the Fortinos Scholarship. Lindsay Huminiuk is receiving the A.G. Riley Scholarship, as well as the McMaster University Award of Excellence. Jackie Hutchison is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Sophia Laco is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Christopher Eilick is receiving the Dr. Harry Lyman Hooker Scholarship. Eric Jackson is the recipient of the Alec John Royston McMillan Memorial Community Contribution Award. Isaiah Jamal is receiving the George and Nora Elwin Scholarship. Gurjat Jati is receiving the George and Nora Elwin Scholarship, as well as the DeGroote School of Business Achievement Award. Jennifer Keene is receiving the McMaster Honor Award. Natalie Kiyayan is receiving the City of Hamilton Economic Development Department Scholarship. Hannelore Coach is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Thomas Kromka is receiving the City of Hamilton Economic Development Department Scholarship, as well as the PricewaterhouseCoopers Canada Scholarship. Ayushi Kumar is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Melanie Caprianu is receiving the M. Banker Bates Scholarship. Faith Lati is receiving the Dr. Harry Lyman Hooker Scholarship. Silas Leroy is receiving the McMaster Honor Award. Jocelyn Chi is receiving the Price Waterhouse Coopers Canada Scholarship. Matthew Latham is receiving the McMaster Honor Award. Tingling Lee is receiving the Steve Wilson Scholarship in Corporate Finance. Zinli Lee is receiving the William Mackenzie Memorial Prize. Hudson Lucier is the recipient of the McMaster Honor Award. Abigail Marcoretta is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Alham Mahmood is receiving the Dr. Harry Lyman Hooker Scholarship. Caitlin Marchetti is receiving the Ashbel Scholarship, as well as the DeGroote School of Business Achievement Award. Sarah Magala is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Justina Magali is receiving the Chartered Professional Accountants of Ontario Scholarship, as well as the Paul Heifer Prize. Cameron Murphy is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Elizabeth Murray is receiving both the A.G. Riley Scholarship as well as the DeGroote School of Business Achievement Award. Tyrell Nelson is receiving the Dundas Scholarship. Jennifer Odenegbu is receiving the Deloitte Scholarship as well as the KPMG Scholarship. Erin Opperthauser is receiving the George and Nora Elwin Scholarship. Kem Osden is receiving the David Feather Family Scholarship, as well as the McMaster University Award of Excellence. Isabella Palomero is receiving the Ashbel Scholarship, as well as the McMaster University Award of Excellence. Binky Pan is receiving the Claude G. Lister Scholarship, the McMaster Undergraduate Scholarship, as well as the Provost Honor Roll Medal. Jordan Papadopoulos is receiving the City of Hamilton Economic Development Department Scholarship. Krupa Patel is receiving the Connie O'Shaughnessy Memorial Prize, as well as the Price Waterhouse Coopers Canada Scholarship. Brianna Pizunski is receiving the Beatrice Corrigan Memorial Book Prize. Raghavi Ramanathiran is receiving the Newcomb Prize in Peace Studies. Henry Rasnin is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Noah Rasul is receiving the Fortinos Scholarship. Daniel Robertson, the McMaster Honor Award recipient. Emily Saunders is receiving the George and Nora Elwin Scholarship. Gabriella Sobrango is receiving the Dr. Harry Lyman Hooker Scholarship. Jamie Sharp is receiving the Ashbel Scholarship, as well as the DeGroote School of Business Achievement Award. Alexander Simic is receiving the George and Nora Elwin Scholarship. Claire Sitt is receiving the A.G. Riley Scholarship. Emily Sluis is receiving the Dr. Andrew Svendrovitz Memorial Scholarship. Julia Solodoko is receiving the Dr. Harry Lyman Hooker Scholarship. Yiyun Song is receiving the Tax Executive Institute Scholarship. Forrester Sorensen is receiving the City of Hamilton Economic Development Department Scholarship. Evan Spence is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Mackenzie St. Arnault is receiving the David Feather Family Scholarship, as well as the McMaster University Award of Excellence. Caitlin Stiller is receiving the James B. Lawson Scholarship. Jessica Sue is receiving the George and Nora Elwin Scholarship. Zuman Sun is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Jessica Zuberla is receiving the Dr. Harry Lyman Hooker Scholarship. Katrina Talwar is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Arslan Tariq is receiving the George and Nora Elwin Scholarship, as well as the DeGroote School of Business Achievement Award. Connor Tedford is receiving the Dr. Harry Lyman Hooker Scholarship. Selena Tellis is receiving the Kevin A. Lockhart Family Scholarship, as well as the McMaster University Award of Excellence. Pranavan Thadchannathmurthy is receiving the Dr. Harry Lyman Hooker Scholarship. Okay. Nyakli Kantran is receiving the Ashbow Scholarship. Ryan Tratner is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Natasha Trifunovic is receiving the George and Nora Elwin Scholarship, as well as the DeGroote School of Business Achievement Award. Dora Tazun is receiving the A.G. Riley Scholarship. Garrett Vanderveld is receiving the Chartered Professional Accountants of Ontario Scholarship and the Donald Hart Scholarship. Patrick White is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Saul Widrich is receiving the Robert Taylor Scholarship in Commerce. Thomas Wickerink is receiving the HOPA Port Scholarship, the M. Banker Bates Scholarship, as well as the Provost Honor Roll Medal. Jackson Wilms is receiving the McMaster University Future Fund Award. Dania Wood is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Andrew Yang is receiving the Kevin A. Lockhart Family Scholarship, as well as the McMaster University Award of Excellence. Quingron Yi is receiving the Chartered Professional Accountants of Ontario Scholarship, as well as the Paul Hyper Prize, as well as the Provost Honor Roll Medal. Wai Chang Zhao is receiving the Steve Wilson Scholarship in Corporate Finance. Qian Zhao is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Adil Zori is receiving the University Senate Scholarship. Thank you and congratulations to all of our award winners. Less than a quarter of our students are achieving this distinction, so congratulations for that. We're very proud of you. I would like to thank again our donors who have generously supported these scholarships and awards year after year. We'd like to thank all of you for joining us today, and I wish you all the best going forward, and I hope to see you here next year as well. So thank you.